Hey folks, Brandon here with TinkeredGaming, and we are back in Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode. Now, as I said in my Astroneer video, unfortunately, I lost all my save games and stuff like that when I upgraded my computer. So, we've had to start over. Now, I couldn't quite remember the seed that I had last time. It kept being wrong. So, I decided to just create a new seed, start a new world, stuff like that. Which means that I am going to have to do all the infrastructure building to get back to about where I was, stuff like that. But the good news is the game runs incredibly smooth now. In fact, I have never played Minecraft where it was so smooth. I always assumed that Minecraft itself would be just a little bit laggy because of the inherent nature of Minecraft and some disabilities in the Java platform. That's a different discussion entirely. Zombie. No, no zombie, no! It's daylight. Why are you a zombie? We're coming to this little town over here. I see on the map. But anyway, what we've wound up with is a very, very stable, smooth running Minecraft. I'm super excited to get back to recording it. I'm super excited to get back to playing it because I absolutely love Minecraft. Like I had said when I first started the series, I haven't played Minecraft in a very long time, not substantially anyway, and I was really excited to get back to playing it, and I'm really excited to be able to record it and record it smooth. This is, as I said a few minutes ago, the smoothest I've ever played Minecraft. Even when I wasn't recording, Minecraft used to run terrible for me. So I'm loving the ability to get in here and just have decent, smooth frame rates and stuff like that. So let's see if we can figure out how to get into this village right here. This is different than the other village. It's big and walled. I generated a few maps before this one, and most of them were terrible. I didn't really explore any, but like the starting area was terrible. One of them started me in a mushroom biome, which I absolutely hate doing. So this one seemed decent enough. At the very least, it's not a frozen wasteland, and we're not starting a biome, so it's workable at this point. No, I don't want to read the book. I want to harvest these guys' wheat so that I'll have some. We aren't in a frozen wasteland this time around, so hopefully food won't be quite as much of an issue as it was last time, which I don't know. Maybe last time it wasn't all. It was a little bit of an issue, I guess, but it was pretty easily remembered. Alright, what are we looking for? Let's see what. Alright, library here. I'm not going to ransack these guys' houses too much. I just sort of want to look around and see what all they have. Forge. That's what I was looking for. I like checking out the forge. Not every village has one, but if they do, they've generally got some. Apple, dark steel, crowbar. I don't want to take all those things because it's going to keep at a much higher technology level than it should be. First, artificial. I think there should be a door. This is a pretty big city, a pretty big walled city. Mainly just looking for crops and just generally looking around. Yeah, I love getting potatoes. I remember back in my day, you had to kill zombies for potatoes. Great, you got one. Like super rare. If you ever got a potato, it was like, the choir would come out and sing a joyous time for all. I tell you what. You know what? We're not going to take their wool. We're just going to kill the sheep. Now that we actually have sheep. In the last map, the Winter Wonderland map, there weren't any sheep we had. Where'd you go, sheep? So now we actually have sheep and we slaughtered mercilessly. Four there. Life flesh. And they're closed. Beating him to death with a seat. That's what it's getting. Alright, anyway, we're going to explore around a bit. We're going to start getting the first vestiges of our base up and built. See if I can find a decent spot to settle. Hopefully a flat spot. This one appears to be where the biome I'm in right now. Really hilly and really tree. So, like I said, I'm going to explore around a little bit. I'm going to try to find a flat spot to start establishing the base, and we'll be back in a flash. Alright folks, we are back, and I have just achieved the last technology level, or rather the same technology level that I had in the last episode. We are once again in the Iron Age. I ventured forth from the village, I found a place to settle, I settled down, I got a bunch of iron smelted, I've got 58 ingots, we're actually going to turn some of these into blocks, and I've started establishing a base. So obviously I have my smeltery. That's the big thing. I have my smeltery and I've got iron. I've got all of my iron tools. I've got an iron shovel, hatchet, pickaxe, mattock, and iron broadsword. And I also have started expanding the base. Like I said, I got about to the same technology level that I was in the previous episode. I'm sorry that I've had to go through all this again. I'm sorry that you're having to see all the same stuff over again. But just real quick, what I've done differently. So the first thing I've done differently, you'll notice, is I've got some animals over here. I didn't get those in the last episode because there weren't any animals in Winter Wonderland. But this time I've got 2 cows, 2 sheep, and 2 pigs. So I've got breeding stock that I can start getting in there. I haven't started breeding them yet. I don't know when I'm going to start breeding them, but I wanted to go ahead and get them. That way I can indiscriminately slaughter all the rest of the animals in the forest and not have to worry about it. I have my coke oven here. I just finished building that at the end of the last episode, I think. But this time I've actually already refined some coal coke and started getting bottles of creosote oil. I needed the creosote oil to be able to make the forge hammer, to be able to make iron plates, to make the bucket, to get the smeltery, etc., etc., etc. Last time I had found some creosote oil in the village that I had started out near. This time I didn't have any such luck, so I had to make my own creosote oil, which isn't a big deal. You just throw coal in the coke oven and it cooks down and produces coal coke and creosote oil. I also have started some farming. Without the Winter Wonderland, I can now farm freely out in the open. I have a 9x9, or a 3x3 rather, plot of wheat, a 3x3 plot of potatoes, and a 3x3 plot of carrots, which I'm going to harvest right here real quick. I also, over here, have started growing industrial hemp. Now, this is going to be useful for immersive engineering and being able to get into the windmill. So I technically do not need this to get into the windmill. I can get into the windmill with just treated lumber, which I can do now that I have creosote oil. But the hemp fibers are going to let me build claws, which let me make sails for the windmill, which increases its efficiency like triple-fold or something like that. I don't know exactly how much, but increases it a whole lot. So since I'm heading for windmills anyway, I figured let's go ahead and start growing up some hemp. Even if I don't have it ready by the time I'm ready to do windmills, it'll be ready shortly thereafter. I've also planted some cotton over here, which is something I should have done in the last map, but I did not do. This way I can generate string. As a matter of fact, the entire reason I planted this cotton was so that I could have string to make the forge hammer. My tinker stuff. I've got all my tinker stuff set up. I've got a couple furnaces, and I've got some chests full of just random stuff. I found this thing in NEI. It's a trash can, and it lets me just delete items, which is awesome. I love that. Now, about the base. I don't want to view all hats. Stop. This is the village that we started out up here. We started somewhere like right here or something like that. I came down south. I hit this village right here. And then I decided to keep going further south. I crossed the river. And I got to right around here and I realized, you know what? I like the river. Something just stuck in my head. I was like, I kind of want to settle near the river. So I came back up. I followed the river to see where it ended. And it ends in this cool, like, snowy mountain biome over here. But I've decided to settle on the riverbank. You can see I've already cleared a good bit of trees. The map itself was like extremely treed in, so I've already cleared this area right here of trees, and there were trees everywhere. I got tons of wood. But I've already started clearing it. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do yet, but I know I want to do something with the river. I don't know if I want to maybe like dam across it and use hydroelectric power. So immersive engineering has hydroelectric power. They've got water wheels that are fairly efficient. You have to have a lot of them to really make sense, but with a river as big as the one I've got, we could easily get a lot of them and be able to have some fairly sustainable hydroelectric power. So I kind of want to do that. I don't know how it would turn out, but even if not, I'm going to do something, incorporate the river into my base somehow, some way, just because I think it'd be cool. It's something I've kind of always wanted to do. Every time I see a river in Minecraft, I'm like, oh man, it'd be cool to incorporate that into my base somehow. I've never actually gone about doing it though, so hopefully this time around, I can figure out some aesthetically pleasing way to do it and incorporate the river into it. When I first came here, I actually initially settled on that side of the island over there, or that side of the island, that side of the river over there. You can see it's pretty smooth and flat because I cleared out the area and I flattened it down. There's like a little hill right there. Flattened all of it down. But the reason I'm on the other side of the river now is I had originally had my bed like right here where this piece of wood is. I had my chests and my tinker stuff right here. But if you look through the trees right there, you can see a Thaumcraft Dark Obelisk thing. And I found one on the last map, and it wasn't a big deal. I just ran right through it. I was like, oh, cool, whatever. But this one, let's see if I can do it. See, when I get close, it spawns the Grim freaking Reaper over there, who shoots evil necrotic warp balls at you that make you sick and kill you. So, I didn't want to have to deal with him right away. Now, we're going to have to deal with him at some point because I'm staying at this river, damn it. I don't care if I have to fight for it. But I didn't want to deal with it right now. So I moved over here, still on the river, still sort of where I want to be on the river, but at the same time, I don't have to worry about accidentally triggering that guy and getting killed by him while my back's turned. So we're a little bit safer over here, I feel. So we're going to go ahead and make some more crop sticks so I can expand my hemp farm. One of my favorite things about AgriCraft is the ability to see, like, normally you would break the top of this hemp plant and it would give you like a hemp string and a seed, so you could continue to expand your hemp empire. But I shouldn't have broke that one. Oh no, okay, that one will still propagate. But come back here, hemp. With AgriCraft, you can't do that. You can't just break the top and still get your hemp fiber and seed. You right-click to harvest. So one of the cool things about AgriCraft, since I can't get extra seeds that way, is I could just throw down these 2 crop sticks, and this plant will germinate to these 2 as long as I leave it mature and no weeds grow there. So it's a really quick and easy way to like spread out your crop, and you can have a huge field with just a single crop seed. So like I said, I've made all these iron tools. I just made them. They're fresh. They're brand new. I've barely even broken them in. You can see I haven't even used the pickaxe a single time yet. The health bar isn't there. So I'm pretty excited about being at this point again. The next step is the quest for power. And for that power, we're going to go with immersive engineering. I thought about it. I think I had said last time that I wasn't a huge fan of immersive engineering's in-game. I didn't feel like it was very balanced. I felt like it was a little hard for what you got out of it. But I got to thinking about it, and honestly, I think some of the shortcomings in the immersive engineering in-game were my fault. I think I didn't optimize it. I didn't automate it efficiently. I just didn't do a good job setting it up and getting I like rushed for the diesel engine, and I got there faster than I should have, so I didn't really have all the supporting infrastructure around it. So I was having a hard time. I was having to do a lot of manual intervention. I pretty much just like ran back and forth from my farms and my biodiesel generator and my fermenter and all that kind of stuff just to keep the diesel engine running, which, what's the point of generating power if you can't actually enjoy it? So this time around, I think I do want to go with immersive engineering to start with because I really like it. I like the big multi-block structures. I like the way that power lines are actual power lines. It's got some cool like tools and equipment and stuff like that in it. So I'm really excited about doing that. And this time, I think when we get to the end game, we're going to see if we can make it worthwhile. You know what I mean? Instead of just saying, oh, God, it's too hard for what you get out of it. I'm going to force it to be worthwhile. I'm going to try to figure out the best way to lay everything out, to set up the workflow so that all the processes go through without a hitch and without manual intervention and all that kind of stuff. So looking forward to that. That's going to be a little ways down the road. The beginning part of the game here is kind of slow. That's just modded Minecraft. Let's just Minecraft in general. You start out with nothing but the clothes on your back. You run around, you punch some wood, you get going, and it takes a little while to start building up, especially with modded Minecraft. And Feed the Beast Expert mode. So it's kind of a triple-edged sword. Minecraft takes a while to get started, modded Minecraft takes a while to get started, and Expert mode takes a while to get started. So all 3 of those combined mean that, you know, the very beginning of the game is quite slow. So I'm cutting a lot of that out. I know a lot of what you guys have seen already, or seen up to this point in this episode, you've already seen, and again, I apologize for that, but I'm trying to just catch back up to where I was, and I'm there now. So I'm going to let my hemp grow. I'm going to keep working on infrastructure, stuff like that. I'm going to try to come back when stuff's a little bit more built up, and hopefully things will speed up then, because most of the time with modded Minecraft, once you actually get infrastructure started and get like your basic machinery and your basic power generation and stuff like that, it really starts to speed up after that point, because it's no longer, up until this point, it's been sort of like trying to survive, you know, making sure I've got enough food, making sure I've got a place to sleep, just starting to find ores and stuff like that. Once you actually have some infrastructure, it's about expanding. Well, living would be a good way to say it. You know, you're no longer surviving, now you actually get to live your life. You get to experience all the cool stuff the mods have to offer and things like that. So I'm going to cut a lot of that out. Before I do, though, I want to show you. Why are you there? Go away. I want to show you the mine shaft I built. I built this mine shaft mainly as a way to just get cobblestone. Yes, I can finally get this amber bearing stone. But I built my little 3x3 mine shaft down here. And I was coming down and coming along, and I ran into this hole. So this hole is actually where I got all of the iron I just smelted from. I jumped in here, and it's a little cave system that had some lava right here, which is where I got the lava for the smeltery. And I haven't explored further up there, so there's lava monsters up there. And then coming back down this way, there's a bunch of cool stuff down here, or there was a bunch of cool stuff. My torches. Okay. Yeah, there was a bunch of cool stuff down here too. Mostly a lot of iron. As you can see, there's a lot of ores everywhere that I haven't bothered mining yet, but it opened up to this big room. There's some gold back there. There's an area up here I haven't explored. Anyway, it was kind of a lucky find finding this this cave system right on my mine shaft, pretty much like directly on top of it, so, or directly in the path of it. So that's how I got the ores that I have, and how I'm going to get some more ores. Apparently, I'm just going to explore this and see where it goes. Oh, aluminum, I love you. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to see about getting all the infrastructure built up, or the starting infrastructure rather, not all the infrastructure. I'm not just going to come back and have everything done, because what would be the point of recording at that point? But I'm going to get some of the basic infrastructure done, come back when I've actually got some content to provide. All right, folks, we are back, and I have run into a problem. I do not believe I'm going to be able to start with immersive engineering, and let me show you why. When you make the windmill with immersive engineering, you have to have a kinetic dynamo to actually translate the rotational energy into stored energy, or the mechanical energy into electricity, I should say. So the kinetic dynamo requires steel, and I can't get steel yet. The way to get steel is with the blast furnace, and the blast furnace requires ball of glue, ender pearls, or TNT. None of those three things I have or can make presently. So I've been scratching my head trying to figure out what to do, and I stumbled upon this. Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode, at least. I don't know if the regular mode has it. Has a built-in guide with getting started, how to get the buckets, stuff like that, which would have been really handy to know earlier. But it also has tech tree, and for the power option, it says our two choices are the survivalist generator or the PEAT engine. So let's look at those real quick. Survivalist generator. This thing is cheap to make, and I don't really like it because it's so cheap to make, it's super easy to maintain. You just throw coal in it, or regular coal, or charcoal in it, and you pretty much have infinite power. It's also slow as balls. So the other one is the peat-fired engine, which I believe is the one that I'm going to go with. I need a little bit of copper for it, which I just so happen to have some copper. Let's throw my copper in the smeltery. There you are, copper. I don't know if I have enough fuel left to actually smelt it. We'll find out. But I also will need to make bog earth, because the peat-fired engine requires peat, which is made. Can I make? Wait, okay, carpenter. I'll need the carpenter. Carpenter. Bronze ingots, sturdy casing, lots of bronze. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make. Yep, I'm out of lava. I hear. Listen really closely. Hear that? So there's lava somewhere under the ground right here. I've been hearing it. I know it's under there somewhere. I just haven't bothered going to look for it yet. However, now that I actually need some lava, seems like it'd be a good time. So we'll see if we can find it without falling to our death. Yep, there it is right there. Bam. It's like a lake up under there. Okay, so let's get our bucket. We'll go ahead and fill the entire smelter thing up. I think I'm going to have to make a survivalist generator to be able to power the carpenter to make peat once I start getting bog earth. But once that's done, once I can actually start making peat ingots, I can switch to the peat fire generator. Okay, it's only one deep, so that's good. Which I like the sounds of that and the way that works a little bit better. So that's going to be my goal there, is to get to the peat fired engine and get peat production up and going. In the meantime, I'm going to have to make the survivalist generator, and I'm going to need, I think, more copper, a lot more copper. Because all that stuff needed copper and bronze. So I'm going to need copper and tin and all that kind of jazz. So hopefully that stuff won't be too terribly hard to find. I think there was some of it down in that in the mine shaft, or the cave system that I was exploring earlier anyway. So that was weird. It just like took it out of the thing and put it back in. Did it actually not give it the lava that I picked up? Anyway, so immersive engineering is going to have to wait. I forgot that expert mode kind of like changed up the recipe structure so that you had to follow a certain progression guideline, which is fine. It makes it more interesting. It also makes it a lot harder, so that's a good thing. So we'll see about getting the PEAT engine going and getting the carpenter up and running and start producing peat and bog earth and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully we'll be able to come back and have some infrastructure. All right, folks, we're back, and I was mistaken. I am not going to have to make the survivalist generator. Looking at the NEI recipe, I thought that it required the carpenter to make peat out of the bog earth, but that is not the case. If I had bothered to finish reading the Feed the Beast guide right here, it says, surround a block of water with up to 2 blocks of bog earth. It could take up to 2 Minecraft days for the bog earth to become peat. Once it does, break the peat block to get a block of dirt and a brick of peat to go into your engine. So I don't actually have to do anything extra to create the peat. I just need to make the bog earth and get the peat bog or whatever. So I've already made my carpenter and I've made my peat fired engine. They're both sitting here. Unfortunately, I don't have any peat yet. So I'm going to need to make bog earth, and to do that, I need water, which I happen to have right here, and then 4 sand and 4 dirt, right? Yeah, that got me 6 bog earth. So let's make a couple batches of that, and we will go ahead and set some up to be marinating over the course of a couple of Minecraft days, and hopefully that'll give me enough peat to, you know, have a little bit of a stockpile. I don't know how long a peat brick is going to last in the peat engine, how much power it's going to produce, etc., etc., etc. So we're just going to have to see. I've never actually used a peat engine in any of the times I've played modern Minecraft, so this will be a new experience for me, which is one of the things I like about this, is that it is entirely new experiences. All right, so it said a block of water with up to 2 pieces of bog earth. So a single block of water is only going to marinate 2 pieces of bog earth. So if I put a block of water there, where's my shovel? Shovel's in this slot, and then I put like bog earth, bog earth. Yeah, okay. So I just need to make a couple strings here. Make a little infinite water source right there. Propagate it the rest of the way. Okay. Then I'll go just like this, and we're going to need to make a lot more. So let's go ahead and dig these trenches out. Out this way a little bit. I didn't realize it was going to take up quite so much room. It would be nice if it did more than just 2 blocks, but the guide says up to 2 blocks, so I'm assuming they can only do 2. If it can actually do 4, then I'm not being very efficient with my use of space, but oh well. Alright, so dig out every other block here. Put water there, and the reason I'm doing this kind of weird is it'll, when I dig out the middle blocks, it'll automatically create source blocks on either side of it, and it'll be less source blocks that I have to manually place. So, because anytime you've got water on 2 sides and they like run in to meet each other, it'll create a new source block. So, sure, pretty much everybody that's ever played Minecraft knows that, but just in case, it's a handy little tip. And then this guy over here, we're just going to have to get a new source block for him. All right, we've got peat production. Well, we've got peat ready to be produced. So it said this could take up to 2 Minecraft days. Hopefully it won't take quite that long, but when it says it could take, it means that it will probably take. So we'll let this marinate, and I think we will leave the rest for the next episode. So we got our base built, we got established, we got crops going, we got our smeltery, we got our coal furnace, and now we have our very first power generation, the peat-fired engine, and the carpenter. I don't know exactly what we're going to be doing with the carpenter yet, but we've got it for when we need it. All right, I'm going to leave this video here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please make sure to hit the like button below and leave a comment in the comment section if you want to chat. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and as always, until the next video, stay heavy, brothers.